Last month, I sent 1,416 cold DMs to realtors on Instagram. I wasn't selling anything up front, I just wanted to see who was paying attention. You want to guess the total amount who responded? Drum roll, please. 151. Out of 1,416, 151 realtors responded. That means 1,265 people ignored me. Or worse, they could have been ignoring someone who was potentially a client that could have given them a nice little commission check. And although that's a lot of missed business opportunity, what I learned from this experience goes a little deeper. This wasn't a social experiment I was doing to call anybody out or judge all the realtors who weren't going to answer me. No, I did this for two reasons. One, I wanted to see what kind of outreach would get the most amount of attention and the right amount of attention for my business. And two, to prove a point that most business owners tend to ignore, which is to grow your business. In order for growth, you just need to start more conversations with more people, and the right people, of course, and be aware of the people who are contacting you. So when I did these 1,416 DMs, I kept the message super simple. I actually used two different messages, but the one I used 90% of the time was this: hey, do you focus primarily on residential or commercial real estate? That was all I said. Sounds like something a client might ask, right? If you're looking to move into a city, you want to know what that realtor specializes in, so you want to ask. That was on purpose. I wanted to sound like a warm lead. And here's what happened. All right, let's get into the numbers. So this is what the month of July was looking like. I've actually now started tracking a few different metrics for the month of August, just a few KPIs that I think are a bit more important to for myself to be tracking, like how many people not only answer the first text, but how many people answer the pitch, and stuff like that, just as a small fun side note. But here's what we got for July. So you can see every day how many DMs I sent, the people who answered, and the appointments I could book. So down here at the bottom, total for July, 1,416. At the time of this recording, there's a few more people who answered afterwards, but in the month of July, there's only 151 people who answered, which gave us a slightly over 10% response rate. Out of those 155 people who responded, I was able to book in 6 of them. So it's part of the game. And out of those 6, I was able to actually close one deal. So one of those agents is now working with us already. An agent out of Saskatchewan, which is super, super cool. She's an agent, she's closing 70 plus deals a year. And so super excited to be having her on the team. And it just goes to show volume works. It's all a numbers game. Sometimes it requires a bit more effort. But I mean, when you think of it, at the end of the day, like, yeah, okay, I had to send 1,416 DMs to get that one deal. I now know a lot of things I can do better. We're already looking better for August in terms of response rates and the pitch response rates and everything too. And it was free. I didn't have to pay anything. I didn't have to run ads. I didn't have to do any of that stuff. This was just free outreach I got to do in brand exposure that allowed me to close a deal. So instantly you see a return on your investment, because there was no investment except for my time. And then on top of that, I have a bunch of other people in my funnel too. Like, yes, okay, there are other people here who I booked appointments with who are in the funnel, but on top of that, there's people who didn't book appointments who I was able to send some more information to, right? Who now I can continue up that nurture sequence with emails and texts and calls and follow up and see how they're doing. So overall, for a free source of outreach, pretty satisfied with the results. Now here's what most of the realtors missed. That DM, although unlikely, could have been a $20,000 commission check. But most realtors didn't even open the message, right? Only 10% opened and responded. Some ignored it. Some never even checked their inbox. Some replied to me like 2 weeks after. Okay, sure. But I'm not saying that these agents, these realtors, that they're lazy. I get it, people are busy, but it proves something important, that you can't afford to ignore attention online. If you put yourself out there, no matter how big or small, be prepared to answer the people who come knocking. And that could mean a comment, that could mean a like on your post. Someone gives you a follow, shoot them a DM. I started doing this for my business, and I've already just seen that sense of community and that engagement coming up because of it. I'm not saying you have to respond to every spammy text or DM that you receive, but if you're a business that depends on people, you better be where people are trying to reach you and be responsive. If you are liking what you're hearing so far and you're enjoying all this talk about growing your business online and how that looks for you, whether we help you out with paid ads or content or all this stuff, I'm going to keep on putting this kind of content out. I want to see your business succeed, whether you work with us or don't. So if you want to keep doing that, keep getting this kind of information, these kind of videos, make sure to hit the like and the subscribe button and shoot a comment as to what kind of content you guys want to be consuming. What kind of content should I be putting out for you? What's going to be the most helpful for you to grow your business in the rest of 2025? or if you're seeing this video in 2026, then later on. However, if you are also a realtor who is looking to grow their business online and likes all the things we've been talking about, not in this video necessarily, because this is a bit of a side video, but in general with making content and running ads and doing all that kind of stuff, then make sure to book a call with me using the link in the description below, and I'll be happy to get to chat with you and see how we can help you out both for free, and then if there's a possibility of a partnership, we can look at that too. But yeah, enjoy the rest of the video. Most people are afraid of outreach, and I'm not gonna lie, so am I sometimes. I'm not the biggest fan of cold calling. I have to get out of my comfort zone to do that kind of things, and I've done it in my career, and I'm gonna continue to do it. You know, you're always gonna have to pick up the phone and make a call sometimes to get a deal in. However, it's not always our favorite thing to do, right? And some people think it's salesy, sleazy, or desperate a bit, but here's what I've learned. All outreach is just starting a conversation with the right people at scale. Here are 3 mindset shifts that were able to help me get over that mental hurdle and just get in a mindset where I was able to actually do this at scale in a way that I felt good about myself and what I was doing. Number 1 is you're not bothering them. You're giving them a chance to solve a problem. If they don't want to receive your help or your advice, that's a different story. But truth is, if you have something valuable to offer this world, to offer your market, it would be more a shame if nobody knew about it. So you might as well go out and tell some people about it. Number 2, it's not about closing today. It's about planting that seed and getting some visibility for the long run. And number 3 is you don't need a yes from everyone. You just need like a next step. You just need a tell me more. You just need that one conversation to go into a bit more depth, so now you're going to be remembered in that person's mind, and hopefully you can maintain that relationship over a period of time. The sales process is not always as short and easy as you want it to be. Yes, okay, it's nice when you hop on a call with someone and you can get a deal closed the same day. Obviously in real estate that doesn't usually happen, but no matter what field you're in, that sales process is, especially when it's high ticket or you're in real estate, it's a perfect example. It's a long process. You're building a relationship, and it's going to be something that becomes profitable over time. So play the long game. Let's make this like super clear. Growth in your business is a numbers game, but with a human approach. I'm gonna say it again. Growth is a numbers game, but with a human approach. Just gonna leave that there. So why was this method of DMing working for me? For the most part, obviously it worked for 10% of the people who gave me a response, but the other 90% did not. Well, here's what makes a cold DM actually get a response. It's short, ideally 1 line. It looks like it came from a real person and not some bot. You're asking them a question about themselves and not making it about you. That's why mine worked. It felt real. It was a question that they could answer in 3 seconds super easily. Hey, do you focus on residential or commercial real estate? Oh, I focus on residential. Why? Are you looking for a home? Easy answer. Hey, I focus on commercial. Oh, I focus on both. Easy answers. That's the opening. Now we're talking. No pitch, just a real conversation. And to take it a step further, what I've changed now coming into the month of August here is that I've started, even for that first opener, I use the same opener and I get like a great response rate. I get still like over 10%, and now my pitch response rate has gotten even more in depth. So before, I'm gonna put some screenshots here. You're gonna see the pitch that I was sending was a bit long-winded, and I was telling a bit about what we do for other agents, and then getting right into like, hey, you know, how many deals are you closing on a given month or year? Now in August, I've started to change my approach, and I've already started seeing a better response rate for that second text, where I'm actually going into their profile each time and seeing, hey, are they posting a lot of content about real estate or are they not? And I make my second text about that. I'll put some screenshots here so you have an example. This is just an example of how to make it more personal and really get that conversation going and not just have it sound like a sales pitch. So here's the truth that most people won't tell you. You don't need better branding, first of all. You don't need a $10,000 funnel to be bringing in all these new clients and leads and everything. You don't need 1 million views. You need more meaningful conversations. You need to just go out and start them. Daily, every day, do some kind of outreach, talk to some lead. There's somebody who's looking for you, they just haven't found you yet. You need to be tracking these outreaches and refining them, making sure that you're improving the text that you send, the voicemails you leave, the emails you send, whatever the case may be, and do it out of intent and not out of desperation. We know this is a sales rule as old as time. If you're selling from a place of desperation, odds of you closing that deal are super low, because the ones who win aren't the ones with the best product. They're the ones who get in front of the most people consistently. So if you're someone who's scared to start reaching out, then this is your sign. Do it. Start now. Let the numbers play out. Make sure to hit the like and subscribe button. Thanks you guys for tuning in. Hope this was helpful for you, and I'll see you in the next one.